Well, greetings my YouTube people. Today we're going to do a little project on the radio display. And anybody that's been reading the Mustang forums here and there know about Ford having a problem with this display, the screen for the radio. And Ford even had an OASIS message on it stating that some 2011 Focus, Mariner, 2011 to 2012 Escape, 2012 Flex Fusion Taurus, 2012 to 2013 F-150s, and 2012 to 2014 Mustangs have a problem with this display. And I've got it. It may not be, you may not see it on camera that well, but it's described as a distorted FDIM display, often described as being delaminated, frosted, cloudy, hazy, faded, or foggy. And they had service parts available that are improved and are now available. Of course, this has been out for a while. I never did get mine fixed, and I've also read that some people were having troubles getting theirs fixed under warranty, even because it wasn't a technical service bulletin, it wasn't a recall, and some were even complaining that the dealerships were saying that it was the owner's fault, you know, they've done something to it. But there's a very simple way to fix it yourself without going through all that mess and trying to get it repaired. Or the dealerships were actually replacing the whole stereo, this whole stereo and the display, which is separate. The FDIM, which is this part here, is a multi. Well, let me go back. It actually stands for Front Display Interface Module, which is the display and the little screen up here. Now, I can still see everything I need to see on the screen. It's not distorting the actual readout, but it's just kind of, you know, it's not perfect. And if you know me, I like to be somewhat perfect on my car, or as best as I can anyway. So it's just kind of been bugging me, and I finally got around to wanting to fix it. The fix is to well, we'll get to the fix once I get it apart to show you it more. But all you have to do is replace this tinted screen up here. But we're going to have to get to it first, and we'll just go through the whole process, show you how to get to the screen, to the FDIM, as they call it. I call it a readout or radio display. But so first thing you got to do is get the console taken apart, or the top part of it off, so you can get to a couple bolts down here, 7mm, and then this plastic pops off, and you can get back behind there, and we'll go at it after that, you know. And we'll start with taking the shift knob off. This is an MGW, so it's got a little set screw that I've already loosened. Put it aside. Now we can get this console apart. Okay, the console comes apart very easily. No screws, no bolts or anything. Now you can get one of these little trim tools and everything, and fry everything up and everything. But and I still might use it here in a second. But usually you can just grab underneath here, and you see it already pops up very simply. Now then you can get your hand underneath, and like I say, it's very, very simple. I haven't broken anything yet doing this. And get that off the old shifter there. There's one plug that I'm going to unplug from underneath here, in this case, for these switches, these buttons here. And then I'm just going to lay it to the side because you know, you can undo all these other connections if you want, but you don't need to get to 2 bolts down here. So I didn't even use one of these trim tools or anything on it. You might have to. Maybe mine comes off easier because I've had it off in the past to do the shifter change a couple times from Barton, or from this factory to Barton to now the MGW. Anyway, so we're going to go on to the next step. Okay, now that we have the console away, and here's your next step. Got 2 7mm bolts down here that's actually hold this plastic panel on. Of course, I've got my handy Black & Decker cordless wrench out here. We're going to get this one off. Put it someplace where I don't lose it, hopefully. We're going to get this other one off, if I can get it down here. My leg's in the way. Okay. 2. That's it. Only two bolts there. Okay. Once you get them bolts in there, then you can use your trim removal tool. Get it wedged in the side here, and it unsnaps just like that. And the whole thing comes out just like that. Then you can remove this just to get it out of your way. You really don't have to do it, but just so you can see everything better, we'll get that out of the way. Then you got your FDIM, or again, the display for the radio. Here's your radio, and in this case, I got the shaker system in here. But here's the unit itself, where you have to remove this tinted glass or plastic or plexiglass, whatever they use, and it is inset into a little plastic frame here. Now you could heat this up, try to get something wedged in there and pry it off, but I found an easier way to do it, and that's just remove this whole FDIM dilly bobber there. and then I'll show you how to replace this glass or plastic. It's got 4 7mm screws or bolts, and again, I think all of these are the same size, but these I'm going to put over here so I don't get them mixed up, but I think they're the same as the other 2 I took off earlier. And I lost my socket. Here we go. Didn't have it locked down in there, I guess. Okay. Got one more to come out. Don't want to lose them. Okay, there we go. We got those over there. Now your module's loose. And it comes right out. There's one plug on it. Just one back here. And if I can find the snap, boom, there it is. There's the module. Now, I don't know if we'll take it outside or we'll just do it here on the ground, but show you how this comes apart. You actually just got to take this whole plastic piece of black plastic off of here, so you can remove this this plastic here, the actual the actual display, or not the display, but the screen. That's what I'm trying to say, the screen. So let's get to it. Get out here in some good light so we can see how this comes apart. Okay, now that we're comfortable sitting here on the ground, we can take a look at this module. with the screen here that you're going to be replacing. And I found it's a lot easier to get this plastic part off, and you'll see why once I get this off. Got two Phillips head screws here on the bottom, two tabs here. Those have to come off. If I got the right screwdriver. And I think this will work, even though I left the one I wanted inside the car. But that's okay. They're very short, very tiny screws. So careful you don't lose them. Although the way it's snapped on, it's not going to come right off. Now, if I remember right, I've got to have a little screwdriver to get in here, and let me go see if I can find that screwdriver. I might be sitting on it. Okay, we got our little tiny screwdriver to try to get this to pop up. This plastic frame that's holding the screen, get it to pop up off of the module. And you know, it's already coming off. That's a good thing. And look at that, it unsnaps. I guess that's the top part. There's your two screws you took out back here. So this will just come off just like that, just like I knew what I was doing. And there you go. There's the guts of the FDIM. That's what that looks like. And here is the screen that you're going to be replacing. And it's a smoke tint on it. We'll set that off to the side. But look at here. Here's why you don't have to struggle with trying to pry this off. Once you get this off, I think, look at there, it pops the screen, actual screen that you're replacing. It's glued down with some kind of adhesive, but no heat gun or anything. And let's see how now there may be some tabs or something holding it in here, right down here, maybe, because it's maybe not there. Yeah, there was there was a couple little or 3 tabs, but there it is. Your screen's off. There's your smoke tint that's delaminated now, and throw that away. Actually, I'll keep it just in case. Now, here's what we're going to do to replace this, and I'm going to give you all the information, the website, the dimensions, and everything for something that looks similar to this. So let's do that now. Okay, I think we'll just stay here on the ground. It's comfortable. It's actually it's warming up outside, not too bad. But I ordered this from TAP Plastics, TAP Plastics, in Stockton, California. Actually, I actually ordered 2 because I didn't know what tint to go with on it. But it's an acrylic plastic. As you can see, it's protected. And I got 2 different tints. I got let's see, we got light smoke, and let's see, and transparent dark smoke. One is 36%, one is 57%. Again, I'll below the video we'll put the whole dimensions, or maybe even on the video itself, of this plastic here, this acrylic. And all you got to do really is put it back in that frame. I don't think I'm going to use any extra glues or anything. I have some RTV in the house that I bought just in case I needed it, but I think this is going to stay in there without any glues or anything. And I just let's get this out of the way. I don't know whether to go with the dark. I tried to compare the two, and it looks like boy, it's hard to tell. Neither one of them. I think the darker one is closer to the factory shade of this screen that come off, and I know for a fact that this is the darker one. And I think that's the one I'm going to go with. If not, it's so simple to remove and try the other one. But we're going to try this. I haven't done this yet. I'm going to try to keep my fingers off of it. Just like that. And we're going to stick it on that frame. Make sure there's no dust or anything. And put it on there. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect because you don't see this whole screen once it's installed. You only see, you know, well, not the whole thing. You don't see all of it. It's on there. And it seemed maybe a little bit thicker than the factory one, but not by much, because it seems to stick up just a little bit more. But I think it'll work out just fine. Then it's just a matter of putting it back together. You know, now that I've got this off, if I could probably get that back out if I needed to glue it down or something without taking the whole thing apart. Now I just want to get this thing back on there, and I think it snaps into place. So far so good. Well, looky there, it's already snapped in. I'll get my two little bitty screws and put back in here. These things are tiny. I'm so afraid I'm going to lose them. But again, if you lose them, I don't think the frame there will pop off. There's one screw. And there's two screws. It's back together. It's all back together. And I don't want to try to keep my fingers off that screen. I heard they, like anything plastic or acrylic, they can scratch, and I still don't know exactly what to use on there to I've heard things about different waxes or even lemon pledge. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. Now we want to get this back in the car and see if it works. Like I said, it appears like it sticks up a little more than the other one. So we'll get it back in the car and see if that's going to be an issue or anything, but I kind of doubt it. I think it's going to work just fine. It looks a whole lot better than the other one. And this tap plastic, this acrylic, they've got them in colors too, different, you know, they've got them in blue and stuff, but I don't know how that would work with that red background of the actual readout back behind it. But they do come in different colors, and somebody wanted to experiment, you know, and get a little creative, they could try that. Let's get it back in the car and see if it works. Okay, we are back in the car. We've got our FDIM radio display right here. Ones with the labels on it is the bottom part, and we're gonna plug it in. We're gonna attempt to plug it in. Boom, just like that. I'm just gonna sit it in place before I bolt it down. Get my keys out and make sure that we got a nice display showing through there. I think it's bright enough. I don't think I went too dark. Again, it's so simple. One day I may put the lighter shade in there just to see if it's any brighter. But I believe that's going to work out real good, or real well, to use proper grammar. Okay, let's get my bolts out and drop one in there someplace. That would happen. That would happen. So we'll go ahead, get my bolts out, and start. Well, let me get my cordless deal here. This makes it easier. Put the nut on there like that, and hopefully, and get that one on like that. And we'll go up to the top corner on the other side. I'm anxious to see how it's going to work when I get the whole faceplate back on with the let's see. Having trouble with this one here. Don't give me no hassle. And we've dropped another one. It's time to fish those out before I go any farther. And there we go. There we go. This is almost like live TV, isn't it? Okay. We retrieve that. And we're going to try it again. This needs to scoot over just a little bit. It's got locating tabs on here, but the top hole just doesn't line up as well as the other one. But there we go. That line, it went right in, no problems. Okay, again, I don't know why I'm trying to start that by hand when I got I got the tool right here. Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't make a good football player. I keep fumbling things today. Okay. Just like that. Now, we'll get that other screw, which is probably not far away. But I want to get this panel on to see how that's going to work. That's what I want to do. Again, we got to find the plug-in for this. Where is the plug? Where'd it go? It's not that. seem to have lost. Okay, it should be on the right side here. Okay, it's time to get the flashlight out. Oh, here it is. Right there in front of my face. Okay. Okay, knucklehead, you got it now. We got that plugged in. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at that. Snapped right back in. Panel's working. Let's see. Where'd my keys go? Now I lost my keys. I tell you what. There's the keys. They kind of slid up there. And we got the panel in. Another test fire of it. Boom, just like it's supposed to look. And no more distortion. Very simple fix. And I believe if I'd done about 2 or 3 more of them, I could do it without losing a screw or anything. But we'll do that. We'll get our 2 nuts. And I don't mean the one behind the wheel, but we'll go ahead and secure this panel and get this all put back together. And when I find that other bolt, which is probably back there, I'll get on there. But it's 3 of them are holding in just fine, no problems. So let's get this back together. Okay, we get our 2 nuts that go down here to secure the panel. Again, it's snapped in, it's not going anywhere. Getting this one just started by hand. And we'll do them both, get them both started. Get our wrench out here. And there it is. There it is. Okay, now all we got to do is get this console back in. And again, it goes on just as simply as it came out. Making sure my shifter, everything's good there. Seems like, yep, we're good. Make sure I'm not missing anything. We'll get the console, get the shifter over here first. Kaboom, just like that. We do want to plug it back in, that might help. Plug those switches back in. Snapped right in. Okay. Lay it back down. Check everything out. Push it down. And looks like we're in shape, I think. Except for the car being dirty. I think we got it made now. All we got is the final touch here. The MGW ball. Look at that. Although this makes me a little suspicious. I believe there should be, I think there is a a washer, another washer that goes on the other side here to pull this boot up. So that ball is in the right location, but you got a gap here. So as far as the video for today goes, we're done. It's back together. I'm gonna go see if I maybe drop the washer that goes on the underside of this to pull that boot up to where it's flush with the bottom of the ball. I'm going to do that, but as far as this goes, it's a done deal. Looks good. I don't think it's going anywhere. Thanks to the all the Mustang forums I read, which gave me the dimensions and who to order from and everything. Worked out good. So we're on the road again. Not that I was ever off the road. Not that I have anywhere to go. But I'm gonna end this video and see if I can find that rubber grommet or washer or whatever that goes underneath there. I've probably dropped it underneath down, or I may have some more in the house to pull that boot up and get rid of that little gap. That's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I'll try to get some more videos out there. I haven't really had anything to video lately. So, other than my vacation back in October. So we'll try to get some more on the car, although no other modifications are planned. And the car's been reliable, dead set reliable. I don't have very many miles on it because I don't go anywhere. But the old MGW feels good, but I gotta find that washer. We'll let y'all go, and thanks for watching. And if anything else breaks or needs to be fixed, we'll do a video on it. Catch y'all later. Zoom zoom.